Hi everyone, it's Lynnea for Simon Hurley Create, and let's make another Easter card using some products from his new release. So I am using the He Is Risen stamp set. This is new, but I'm going to pair this with a previously released stencil, the stained glass stencil. It's one of my favorites, and I thought the stained glass look would look perfect with this cross from the He Is Risen stamp set. Now this cross is super easy to work with and it's super fun because you get to stamp the outline in whatever color you want. I'm using black just because I'm going to use some Copic coloring. And you can see here that I didn't get a good stamped impression, but I don't really like to double stamp when I'm going to be doing Copic coloring, especially because I wanted to color some of these flowers light yellow, and yellows tend to bleed. It doesn't matter what Copic ink I'm using, I just tend to have some trouble using my yellow Copics. So I only stamped this once, and I'll show you a trick later on to get a deep black impression. So let's go ahead and do some coloring. What's great about this cross image is that you do not have to color the actual cross itself. And you don't technically have to color the flowers either. You could leave them white. I'm going to add just a bit of coloring. I'm using YG23, YG21 for my leaves. These images are very small, so it's hard to get a lot of depth on them, but that makes it really easy for coloring and mass producing. And this card is definitely a design that could be easily mass produced. So I'll just start with the leaves and add some quick coloring. And then I'm going to move on to the flowers. So there's lilies, and I'm not sure what the other flower is. I am absolutely not a botanist, but I know that the one is lilies because I do love lilies. So I'm just going to color them with some yellows. I have Y19, Y08, and Y06 for my yellows. And then the flowers I colored with some pink. So I colored R05, R22, R20, and then R11 for those. I didn't leave the coloring of that in. I thought that you'd kind of get the picture of the simple coloring with just this. So now my image is all colored. I did not take my image off of the door of my Misty. I left it there. And because I put my cardstock in the bottom left corner, I can pop that right back into place and then stamp over this once again with a crisp black pigment ink. And so that's how I get those deep dark edges to my Copic colored images. It's a really easy trick, and it's something that I do quite a bit, but I keep it off camera so you don't have to watch me stamping multiple times. Now, like I said, you don't have to color the inside of this cross. You definitely can, but the He Is Risen stamp set has the inside of the cross, and it has this fun wood grain texture to it. So I'm stamping with Simon Hurley Create Grr dye ink. I love the names of his inks. They make me laugh every single time. I'm going to double stamp this just to get a deeper brown. And then I'm going to show this up to the camera so you can see that wood grain texture. It's so fun and absolutely easy to do. Now I thought I would grab the Happy Easter stamped sentiment from the He Is Risen stamp set, but I didn't get this stamped quite straight, and I could definitely leave it, but it was bothering me. So instead of that, I'm just going to stamp this onto a piece of scrap white cardstock, and then I'll bubble cut around the sentiment and adhere that right over the top of that mis-stamped sentiment. Because I'm bubble cutting and leaving a little bit of a white border, that gives me some extra wiggle room. And so this is a huge saver for me when I mess up my sentiment stamping, which I frequently do. All right, so I have a piece of stark white cardstock from Simon Hurley Create. This is my favorite cardstock for doing ink blending or Copic coloring or anything that has to do with color, because I think that the colors show up very vibrant and true to color. I'm grabbing a couple colors of Simon Hurley Create dye ink. I have Midnight Snack, and then I'm using Clear Skies as well. I'm just blending some Midnight Snack into 3 areas. I kind of follow the rule of 3s. So I just put some down in 3 different areas, and then I'm coming all over it with the Clear Skies. And I'm working my brush back and forth to blend these colors together. Now, it doesn't have to be perfectly blended because this is a stencil, so those lines it's not going to be as starkly different as it appears right now. But I did come in with a little bit of Remember Me and try to blend out that Midnight Snack a little bit because it is a very dark and very rich color. So I'm just working those colors back and forth, and when I peel this off, check this out. Isn't it so pretty? The stained glass looks absolutely gorgeous. So I added my cross with some foam squares, and you can see how easy this card is to put together. Popped up that bubble cut sentiment with some foam, and this card is finished. I have linked and listed all of the Simon Hurley Create products that I used to make this card in my video description below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again very soon. Bye! Thank you again very much for watching this video. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more from me, please hit that subscribe button that is on the screen now. And here are a few other videos that I thought you might enjoy.